Is it? Oh. Forgot we did the dishes last night. That means everything's clean. Hooray! It's too late. I already turned on the thing. We'll have to do it right after. Morning. Good morning, everybody. Morning. Good morning. Where's all the coffee? Our coffee supply.
We're out of coffee?
No, we're not out of it. They're just,
we're out of coffee. There's no coffee.
No, they're just not in the little things. Oh. They're just not in their little spots. I gotta put them back in their little spots. You go here. You go here. And this one goes here.
Ugh. Early connections from Catherine. She got it. Oh, because she got it perfect today.
Good morning, my precious daughter and secret fiance. Good morning, Mama. Mom says hi, babe.
Hello, Helen. Did you hear her say?
Yes. What happened with Catherine in the early connections?
She got it perfect today.
She got it perfect?
Yeah.
Whoa! Congrats to Catherine. Tell her I can't respond because I'm on live, but congrats to Catherine. That's her first perfect.
That's too much text.
Oh, well, it'd be nice if you did it. That's her first time ever getting a perfect.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh.
So we should be celebratory.
Okay.
And tell her, whoa, you're so smart. We're so proud of you. That's how you encourage your friends. Hello, Amanda. What? I'm just telling you, that's how you be encouraging. You tell them, whoa, you're so smart.
She said... Well, okay, so I said Sasha's on live, but she said what?
She said, whoa, so proud of you. That's amazing. I do like iced coffee, but usually not when it's gloomy like this. Usually on the warmer days, I like iced coffee. But I do like it, generally speaking. Yes. Do you like iced coffee? I have Cotton Eye Joe stuck in. We're proud of my sister. She got a perfect score on connections today, which is not something she does regularly, so we are proud. Oh no, I'm sorry, Mary. That's so sad. So sad. She is super smart. She struggles with Connections is a game on New York Times where they give you like 16 different words or phrases and you have to figure out what the 4 categories are, like connections between them. So this is just like a very, very basic example, but it might be like red, yellow, green, blue is in there, but mixed in with that might be half and half whole milk, creamer, and blah, blah, and you might be like, oh, the category is stuff you put in your coffee, but it was just half and whole milk and creamer and sugar, and the sugar was a trick, and the sugar actually belongs in a different category, not with the other one, because it's not actually stuff you put in your coffee, it's just milks, you know what I mean? So like, yeah.
But
yeah.
They're way more esoteric usually.
Right, that's just a really basic example of what it might be like, but that's I used to almost lose all my mistakes. When we first started playing, we didn't understand it at all, but lately we've been getting a lot of perfects. We've gotten really good at it.
It took us one game
to understand it, but we started getting perfects a lot recently. Like, we're getting really good at it. It's one lady who created it. She's tricky. Yeah, you know, she's doing good. She's doing good.
It's a cool game. It's really fun.
You seem very happy today. Oh, well, good. I'm happy for Catherine. I'm proud of her. I'm glad that she got a perfect score. We're all proud of you. Hooray, Catherine! Catherine's texting me right now that I should tell you all about her accomplishment. Everyone give Catherine a round of applause so so that we can screenshot it and tell her that. I know, she texted. Everybody clap for Catherine and then we'll screenshot it. Tell them all. I've told them all. Catherine's funny. She's a very funny girl. I did already tell you. That's right. I didn't even have to be told to brag about her. I bragged about her naturally within my soul. I'm a good sister. I don't have to be told how to be a good sister. I just am a good sister. So there. Ha-ha. Ha-ha. Do you want to hear something really funny? Okay, so there's a video of Catherine and I from when I was 4 and some change or whatever, and Catherine was not quite, she was maybe 1, but maybe not 1 yet, I don't know. And she comes into my room toddling, she can't talk yet or anything, and she just like knocks a bunch of stuff off of one of my shelves. It looks like she's Godzilla, but really she's a toddler, you know what I mean? But like to a 4-year-old, it looks like she's Godzilla, right? Sure. And I'm just like, I couldn't take it. I'm so mortified, frustrated, just incensed by her behavior as a 4-year-old Sasha. I just couldn't take it. And in the video, I ask if they will please take her out of my room. And they're like, don't you want to hang out with her? And I say, but she's breaking everything. And that's what I said in the video, okay? It's very specific. And Catherine said a couple of days ago, Ethan was doing something, and Zoe said, Mommy, he's breaking everything. And Catherine was like, oh my God. It's my girl. And she was like, you're right, she is you. I was like, I know. She may look like Catherine, but in her soul, she's me. She's breaking everything. I think it's really just being an oldest sibling, but whatever. It's still funny. My son and daughter play blocks all the time. My son is 7. My daughter's just about I'm sure she does that to him as well. I'm sure he's like, she's breaking my designs. Yeah. Your younger brother never knocked over any of your stuff by accident when he was a toddler? I don't think Catherine was doing it on purpose now. Oh, it definitely frustrated me.
Very complex, and just like...
But I was also older. Like, I was already 4.5, and...
I was 30.
Yeah, but I think the developmental change that happens between 3 and 4, you, like, recognize... I don't know, you also were very calm, and I wasn't very calm, so... I mean, I was calm. I was just frustrated also. Calm and frustrated. Yeah. He encourages baby Godzilla. That's funny. That's funny. I like that. That's good. She says she has a 3-year-old and a 7-year-old, and they build block things together, and the 7-year-old encourages the 3-year-old to Godzilla through the block tower. That's a good attitude. It's a great attitude.
It's a great attitude.
It's a great attitude. I love it. I think that's hilarious. My mom says I was always a micromanager at heart. It's true.
That's very hard.
I had a sign on my door that said no hitting, biting, or loud noises.
Hitting?
I didn't know how to spell biting, apparently. Yeah.
Good.
No hit. My mom told me 3.5 is when you start learning right and wrong and real word up. It's true. Yeah. You start, well, you also, it's when you start recognizing mentally that you are like separate, like a separate entity from your mother, you know, like that you're your own, that she's not like, you're autonomous from her. Like before that, you think you're all just like one big being. That's part of why babies say dad, dad first a lot, because they think mama is part of them.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Good little factoid.
Yeah. It's like early childhood development stuff. The time when you really, like kids really flip a switch in their brain is 8. 8 is the age where it's like, oh, you actually are like really, really learning stuff now. That's what they say, like cognitively, when you turn 8, like something between the development of 7 and 8, they really like get stuff for the first time. So if you ever talk to an 8-year-old, it's so different than talking to like a little kid. I don't blame you, Mary. There you go. Enjoy your coffee. They hate turns barreling through the block. That's funny. M is a really hard sound when you've never spoken before. It is. M is a very hard sound. Zoe really wants her brother to start saying Zoe because he's saying dad now, and he can a little bit say mama, and so she keeps going, Zoe, say Zoe, as if that's going to make any difference, and he's going to have any clue what she's talking about. He's just like, blah, blah, blah. I mean, he loves her, obviously, but he can't say Zoe. Zoe. That's weird, Naisa, because I always send it about 5 or 10 minutes before. Yeah, 8's when they decide they know everything and their parents know nothing. That's exactly right. You're on the precipice of that, Becca. Get ready. Max is going to be a trip at that age.
Not all kids are that bad at that age.
No, not bad. They're just like, I mean, I know Max, and I know that he will be like, I know. And Becca will be like, okay. You guys just got the notification just now? That's so weird. I'll have to start sending it a little earlier. Why is this so late? I'm there and he isn't nice about it. Aww. Amanda's like, try talking to a 14-year-old girl. We were just on vacation with a 12-year-old girl, so, you know, not that different.
It's horrifying. It's so sad. She used to be so sweet. It's the saddest thing.
She's really... Oh, tonight's her opening night. Don't let me forget to send...
we should send it soon because, East Coast time.
Yes, okay, as soon as I get off the live, I'll send it.
Yes, important.
But yes, he thinks if yes, of course, yes. So anyway, this all came out of a celebration for my sister getting connections. Thank you, Becca. I appreciate that. Oh, Becca did me a solid. She texted me to remember so that when I get off, I see an unread text message that said it's opening night. Thank you, Becca. I appreciate you.
Right.
It's smoothie dance time. Let's interpretively dance like a smoothie. Everybody go. That was not even close to almost instant. It's filled a lot faster than that in the past.
It did fill. Basically instantly.
All right, let's try again. Yeah, I don't know, Becca. Gotta go have a patient look tall. Bye, Mom. Have a good time with your patient. You think the doctor would let me play book club during surgery? I'm guessing no.
Yes.
Oh.
100%.
You think so? Oh, if you do it in headphones, yes.
They listen to music, just have them turn this on loud instead.
That's right. Grace is going to be having her wisdom teeth removed, and we're going to join her as a collective.
Oh. You are not going to be awake. Unless you're going to be awake version. We should have knocked people out.
I wasn't knocked out.
Really?
No, it was terrible.
They knocked me out.
Well, you know why? They did. They had.
Fucked up.
No, they did it for Shira too. It's because people like you two don't take pain meds the same way.
They don't work on us.
Right. That's why they have to knock you out. They had to knock Shira out too for the same reason. She has the same genetic
They
thing.
knocked my brother out when he got him out.
He doesn't have what you have. Wait, they didn't knock him or they did?
They did.
Oh, well then I don't get it. They didn't knock me out for sure. Not. I was like half in, half out. It was horrific. It was traumatizing, awful.
Did you hear it?
I could hear it. I could feel it. It was awful.
Really? I would not want to be awake for that.
Nope. Tell them to knock you out, Grace. They didn't for Cinny either, me or Cinny, and we're both very... I wonder if it's because we're, like, I don't know. Neither was Naisa. Becca was out. Huh. I wonder how they decide who's in and who's out. I was gonna...
Might just be preferences for offices one there.
Yeah, it must be the office's preference. They don't do it most times now. Yeah, but Amanda, mine was almost 20 years ago. I was a teenager when I had mine out. Grace requested to be knocked out. I would have if I had had the option.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
My request for all medical things is please knock me out.
Yeah. Just
hit me over the head.
Seriously, I don't want to know anything. I don't want to know anything.
Last big medical thing, I wish it would knock me out every time. That was horrific.
Well, that would have been too much. It would have.
What do you mean?
It's the putting you under and getting you back out would have been more than the actual thing.
The first time though, it would have been nice to knock me out because that was incredibly painful.
Yeah. All right. We are gonna read now that we have smoothie danced and talked through, you know, all of our issues. Okay.
All of them?
Well, all the ones that have to do with wisdom teeth specifically.
Oh, okay.
Don't you think?
Possibly.
Possibly.
I have more to say.
What more do you have to say about it?
Oh, no, not here.
Not on camera. Okay. All right. If any of you have not been following along with our book, we are reading Paris Hilton's memoir. Just so you know, we are in a section of her life that's pretty tumultuous, but worthwhile. So if you are easily offended by certain things, okay, good to know. Thank you, Becky.
About what?
What?
About what?
She was sent to one of those like troubled teen facilities when she was a teenager.
In California?
And yeah,
Um,
it's pretty bad.
which type?
The
Boarding
kind,
school?
a boarding school kind where they are, a word I can't say on TikTok to children. ABUS.
Oh.
Yeah.
jeez.
Yeah.
Rich people are
Yeah. Whoa. So icy today.
Yeah. Oh, I see. I'm a
I saw something really cute with Bluey on it the other day. I wish Ellie could meet my dog because Ellie would probably get along with the dog. I think probably true. Do you know who Ellie and Zoe are going to Disneyland together in like 2.5 weeks, maybe? 2 little princesses running around a castle. It's gonna be so cute. It's gonna be so cute. They're gonna play and they're gonna have a great time and ignore all the boys and moms and aunts, I assume. Who's to say? I don't really know if they'll do that. Maybe they won't. Oh, precious baby. All right, chapter 8. A girl with a bland expression and mousy hair took me to a room with 4 bunk beds. I don't remember her name, so we'll just call her Blanda. This is you, Blanda said cheerfully, indicating the top bunk with a yellow pillow and blanket. I'm over on that side. Sometimes there's 4 in here, but right now it's just us, so I'm your big sister. No, I said, you're not. I have a sister, and it's not you. I crawled up into the bunk and curled into a ball, wishing that the ceiling would fall down on this bitch. Yeah, she said. I read in your profile that you have a little sister and little brothers. I'm an only child, but I have you now, little sister. Please, stop talking. This is all for your own good. I read in your profile how you were like totally kicked out of every school in the world and like doing drugs and sleeping around. That's BS. I said, that's not true. Now's not the time to run your anger, Paris. Wait for rap at night. Wait for rap tonight and then you can take care of your feelings. I covered my head with my arms thinking, what does that even mean? I need to talk to my mom, I said. I need to call my mom right now. Yeah, maybe in a couple weeks. That's a privilege you have to earn, said Blanda. She handed me a thick binder. Here's everything about what to do and what not to do, a glossary of terms you need to memorize, and the stuff that you need to work on for each of the profits. Whatever. You can't stay up there. I'm supposed to show you around and get you familiar with the rules. Don't bother, I said. I'm not staying. Don't say that, Blanda whispered, wide-eyed and urgent. You'll get us both in trouble. If you try to run, they'll bring you back, and then you'll be sorry. If you don't work the program and stay in agreement, you'll end up going to Ascent or even Provo. Trust me, you do not want to get sent to Provo. We just want to help you, Paris. We just want you to know yourself and nurture the child within you, your little you. You'll be amazed how fast the next 2 years fly by. 2 years? I dropped down from the bunk so that I could look her in the face and see if she was effing with me. 2
years. You'll graduate when you turn 18, and then you won't even want to leave. A lot of the team leaders and counselors are graduates. They're required to work the program right alongside us. How long have you been here? I asked. 2 years plus a little, and it went by like that. She snapped her fingers. I wish it could be a little longer. I'm kind of dreading turning 18. Come on, we've got a lot of information to cover, starting with the basics. This is your drawer. She pulled open a wooden drawer, and there were underwear and socks in it, but they weren't mine. Before breakfast, they inspect drawers, beds, floors, everything in the room. And if it's not within agreement, then you get written up or put on bans. Bans is like, you can't talk to anyone and no one can talk to you. Or like, if you're on boy bands, you can't look at or talk to the boys and they can't look at or talk to you. Walking around the mountainside in my socks, I tried to step over the slushy patches and autumn snowdrifts. I saw kids hauling rocks, digging holes, and stacking cinder blocks to make a retaining wall. There was a tennis court with no net, a horse barn with no horses, and a storeroom with cleaning products stacked on shelves. Blanda showed me the kitchen where the kids were opening cans and the laundry room where someone else was folding towels. She showed me a cement shower room where there were several shower heads on the wall and drains in the floor, but no dividers or curtains. 2 girls were in there on their hands and knees scrubbing it. Don't look at them, Blanda whispered. They're on bands. All while she chattered, reeling off a list of bizarre rules. No swearing, singing, humming, or throat clearing. No dancing, skipping, or spinning. No touching, hugging, kissing, or holding hands. No crossing your legs, no shuffling your feet, no whistling. No breathing too loud, no smacking your lips while eating. No talking about music, sports, television shows, movies, news events, your parents, your siblings, your friends, your clothes, your room, your school, or anything else about home. No mention of Marilyn Manson. No mention of candy, pizza, hot dogs, cheeseburgers, lasagna, McDonald's, Burger King, or Wendy's. No talking about bikes, skateboards, or inline skates. No looking out a window without permission. No opening a door without permission. No going to the bathroom without permission. No asking permission to go to the bathroom, opening a door, or looking out a window. No asking for food or water. No eating outside mealtime. No leaving food uneaten on your plate. No asking why or why not. No eye rolling, no sighing, no snoring, no slouching, no shrugging, no fidgeting, no nail biting, no skin biting, no skin picking, no scratching, no whining, no crying, no yelling. Except during rap time, she added. During raps, you have to participate. Like, really get in there and use your big voice. If you don't participate, you'll get blown away. If you see someone else who's not working the program or staying in agreement, you should totally call them out during rap and report them to a counselor. And if you don't report them, you're just as guilty of a rule break as they are, you know? And you're like harming the person if you don't tell on them because you're keeping them from doing their emotional work. I was beginning to understand the need for a glossary. Bans, raps, profits, an in and out of agreement, working the program, running your anger, taking care of your feelings. It was a lot, and a lot of BS. The rule book was a labyrinth of setups where it was impossible to avoid punishment. Like the whole thing was designed to make you suffer and fail. That night, in the upper bunk on those gross pink sweats, I sobbed my guts out for hours. I finally drifted into a headachy half sleep, but I kept jolting awake from a nightmare, a hand gripping my ankle, a grimy palm clamped over my mouth, and I sobbed again and drifted again, repeating the cycle over and over again until Blanda poked me and said, Paris, it's 5:30. We gotta clean the room. We made the beds, straightened our drawers, and wiped down every surface, including the floor. There was no mirror, but I caught a glimpse of my face in the window, and I looked beat. You're not allowed to look out the window, Blanda hissed, and I wondered if they really didn't want you looking out the window, and if they didn't, why were there no curtains? Before I turned away, I tried to take in a breath of sunrise. Someone came to inspect the room and let us go to breakfast, which was kind of grayish hot cereal. Jobs were assigned. I vaguely recall a group with a couple of other girls and a few dudes carrying wood from a stack at the bottom of the hill to stack halfway up the hill. Eventually, we were told to go to a table for lunch, 2 slices of bread and a slice of bologna. After lunch, we worked for a few more hours, and then Weasel Mug yelled at us for shower time. We went to the place where the showers were, and the girls started to peel off their clothes, and I just stood there, lined up against the wall where half a dozen staff people, male and female, watching teenage girls shower. These men and women chatted and laughed and called out pervy remarks. I stood in the doorway. Yeah, of course, they want you to break the rules. They want you to get caught so they can keep you there longer. Like Frozen. What in the actual F? The most disturbing thing was the blank stares of the girls as they washed themselves in the lukewarm spray. They were used to it. This was their life. They just accepted it. Weasel Mug rapped her knuckles on the back of my head and said, "What are you waiting for, an invitation?" A middle-aged male guard said something like, "Need help with..." I'm not gonna... "Clothes. Need help with your clothes." And the rest of them laughed. Staring at the floor, I tried to face the wall and showered as quickly as I could while the staff made cow noises and dog noises and limp jokes about carpets not matching drapes. I wrapped a scratchy towel around myself and stood there shivering until we were allowed to go to our rooms. Eesh. Whoever was working the laundry had left clean socks and pink sweats on my bed. "When do I get my clothes back?" I asked Blanda. "After they get labeled, I guess. But you won't need those," she said. "They'll give you whatever they want you to wear." I only slept a few hours the past 3 days, so I said that I wanted to lie down and skip dinner. "Dinner's not optional," Blanda said. "And after dinner, we go to rap." I don't remember what we ate for dinner, only that I forced myself to swallow every last bite because a girl across me whispered, "If you don't eat it, they'll feed it to you." It was early, maybe 5 or 6. When we went to the rap thing, I can't separate that night from any other because this bizarre thing happens several nights a week for literally 3 or 4 hours. I'll try to describe it, but I don't know if it's possible to fully understand it unless it's happening to you. A bunch of people sat in a circle of chairs. Loud music played over the house speakers. I don't mean loud music played, I mean music played loudly. It was always some kind of insipid rock or easy listening type, like John Denver or Kenny Rogers or something. I don't remember ever hearing the voice of a woman. I'm trying to think of some specific ones, but I've blocked out those songs for the most part. Fellow survivors have mentioned Randy Van Warmer songs, Just When I Need You Most, and I do recall that one getting a lot of play at CEDU. And the CEDU sister schools where I was held later. You've probably heard it in an elevator. The chorus goes, "You left me just when I need you most." I don't know the song, so I don't have the tune. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me either, Cindy. I do not know, Becca, but I wish you would. This one song played over and over again on repeat while everyone sat down, and the team leaders, Weasel Mug, Hippie Mess, and the recent graduates who now worked here on some sort of effed up Stockholm Syndrome career path, went around and spooled off paper towels in little pieces here and there, and then set rolls of paper towels strategically around the circle. "What the hell?" I whispered. The guy sitting next to me huffed a little half laugh and said, "Whatever you think you know, you don't." Around the circle, kids shrank into themselves, looking like hamsters in a snake pit, or they perched on the edge of their seats, eyes alive and eager for the game to begin. "Blanda, would you like to start?" Weasel Mug said. Blanda stood in front of the boy next to me and said, "Jason, I saw you talking to Paris just now. Aren't you on a girl band because you winked at Deirdre last week? I mean, it's out of agreement, all I'm saying. And I guess you're probably thinking that you're going to F one another or both of the girls, which is a total fantasy because no self-respecting girl is going to F a fat, ugly slob like you. It'll never happen. You're so oblivious you don't even know what crap human you are. Oh my gosh. You're secretly, whatever. I saw in your file about your uncle, it's not even like he wants you around now. What does that tell you?" I waited for this dude to tell her to shut up or go F herself, but he sat there staring at the floor and said nothing. "Where is that selfish desire coming from, Jason?" asked Hippie Mess. "Was that I or me looking at Paris and Deirdre with selfish thoughts, dirty thoughts, disgusting fantasies? Was that I, the liar, or me, the feeler?" "I," the dude mumbled. "Right, look at what you're doing right now," said Weasel Mug. "I is biting me's lip." "Selfish," another girl said. "On bands all the time. Too stupid to work the program. Too selfish and dumb and lazy to do the emotional work. It's no wonder his family was like, 'Get the F out, you piece of crap,' because no one can stand you. Not even the people who are legally obligated to." Like a floodgate opening, people piled on, everyone talking at once. Their voices tangled in weird, loud music like, "What a beep beep, why are you even alive, you piece of beep? Your family can't stand you. You left me," the music. So it's basically just like a cacophony of them telling this kid that he's worthless mixed in with the music. I don't know the song, so it's going to be really hard to do this, but it's like, I mean, you can imagine what that's, I don't need to tell you. It's awful. This went on and on for what seemed like forever until his face crumpled into tears streaming down from his eyes, and still they kept at it and kept at it and kept at it and at it and at it until he bent forward with his face in his hands and sounded like a wounded animal. Run your anger, Jason, Hippie Miss said. Take care of your feelings. The dude sobbed, wrenching sobs, choking on the words. I can't. I'm a piece of blank. And I tried not to look at her. And I was thinking I wanted to see her. And like, I'm a piece of blank. I'm weak and I'm a dumb blank. Tears and slimy boogers dripped down onto the floor in front of him. Weasel Mug nudged a wad of paper towel over with her foot. I want to know why Paris hasn't said anything, one of the girls said. She's sitting there like a prissy, stuck-up rich bee. You don't know me, I said. And what happened to the no swearing rule? Hippie Mess winked at me and said, talk dirty, live clean. You were right to put her in pinks, Blanda said. She told me she's going to run. She said the program is BS and all the girls here are fat, stupid pigs and she can't get out soon enough and she's going to burn this place down. I gritted my teeth and said, F you, Blanda. I never said that. I heard you were slacking on chores, Weasel Mug said. She was slacking, Jason hiccuped. She was mincing around like she was too good for everybody when I went up the hill 800 times. I don't have shoes, you moron. As soon as I said it, I knew it was a mistake to defend myself. The entire circle zeroed in on me and a monster made of saucer eyes and black hole mouths. She thinks she doesn't even have to work. She was slacking today on the job. What a lazy little bee. You stupid little W. You left me. You can't come in here and flash your boobs around thinking that you're not worth working the program. It makes all the guys slobber all over you and slack on their chores. A roaring tide of verbal sewage came at me, and when you see a film of a flooding river, a dark water full of debris, it was worse than the sticks and stones. This was like bricks and broken glass. It was relentless, and it lasted a long time. Like, who do you think you are? And then the song, you got kicked out of every stupid school in the world, you're lazy, your family hates you, toxic influence on your siblings. You're a stupid, spoiled liar, slacking until you end up going to Provo, and I hope to beat the S out of you, and on and on and on like that until I bent forward with my arms over my head, trying to protect myself from the storm of words and spit and cruelty until I couldn't breathe. Waves of nausea rolled through my stomach. My pulse hammered in my head, and I felt like my soul was being sucked out of the top of my skull. I heard someone screaming, and I realized it wasn't me. That's the objective of wrath, to force a person past the last jagged inch of what they can stand. You like to think that you'll sit there and be tough or yell back or walk out or whatever, but there were beefy Imperial Marines throwbacks, standing guards all around to make sure nobody went anywhere. That's it, Paris. Run your anger. Weasel Mug shoved a wad of paper towel in my face, hugging her moist, flabby arm around my shoulders. Blanda turned on the girl sitting across from me. Why are you sitting on your ass, Katie? Why aren't you helping Paris take care of her feelings? You chicken shit lack of participation, that's harming everyone in the room. And as suddenly as it had turned on me, the circle beast wheeled onto that girl, bellowing and berating her until she gulped and sobbed and drowned in the riptide of cruelty and horse shit, and then they moved on to someone else, destroying one person after another. Weasel Mug praised the most aggressive attackers and ridiculed anyone who was hanging back or not being brutal enough. If you refused to participate, you were out of agreement and next up for annihilation. These kids knew each other well enough to target each other's soft spots. Whatever it was that cut the deepest, they found that vulnerable place, drilled down on it, and tore the person apart like a pack of hyenas. This went on and on and on for hours, and I am not exaggerating. Hours. This went on and on and on. The song about being abandoned played above. The message was drilled into us in those endless sessions. Whoever you were counting on, family, friends, anyone who ever said they cared about you, just forget them. They lied. They left you. Just when you needed them the most, anyone who says they love you, well, they don't. Because you are not worthy of love. And if you love yourself, you're just delusional. You're helpless. You're worthless, and you'll never be loved. Your family has rejected you. Where's your family now? We're your family now. And the only way to survive is to be like us. People rocked and wailed, spewing snot and drool, bawling self-hatred, their noses running, their eyes red and streaming. Some kids screamed until their faces were freckled with little red dots you get when tiny blood vessels burst under the skin, the ones that come from violent vomiting. The only way to make it end was to confess. You had to spill some dark secret, something terrible about yourself, share terrible thoughts, or divulge something creepy about yourself. People confessed doing things and thinking horrifying things. Hurting a cousin, ending a dog, wanting to stab parents and strangle girlfriends. It was utterly terrifying to me because I thought these confessions were all real. I was like, who are these people? It didn't even cross my mind that some of these kids were just making stuff up and saying whatever it was they could to make the abuse stop. The ritual dragged on for hours until everyone in the circle was spent and sweating. It was late, after midnight, and we'd been up since stupid o'clock in the morning. I told the hippie counselor, I have to lie down. I'm going to pass out. I'm going to throw up. Please, I have to go to bed. Soon, he said with another little weird wink. First, we smooch. I was like, what the F? What the F? What the F? I couldn't imagine how this whole scene could get any more messed up, but yeah, it did. Everyone gravitated into a conversational pit in the front of the fireplace. A horseshoe of cushiony couches is how it was described in the brochure. And these kids who'd been ripping on each other's guts 5 seconds earlier got down on the floor and snuggled up with their heads on each other's stomachs and their limbs intertwined. Weasel Mug sat with her legs apart, and Blanda sat in front of her, and another girl sat between Blanda's legs, leaning back on her chest, and they were all on a bobsled. Weasel Mug grinned and stroked Blanda's greasy hair. Blanda said, "Come on, smush, Paris." I was like, oh, hell no. No. These girls cuddled up with hippie mess, cooing and giggling. Some dude who was in the room when I was strip searched tried to drag me onto his lap. He opened his legs and tried to bobsled for me, for Christ's sake, and I was like, get off me. I tried to twist away, but Blanda grabbed my wrist and she shook her head. Smooshing is not optional, she said. It's part of the program. I guess I should have prepared you, hippie mess chuckled, pulling the girl closer. Smushing is all about feelings. I is thinking, me is feeling. There's an ongoing battle between the two. I is bad, Blanda said. You gotta stop thinking. I can't work the program. You gotta let me do it. She looked up at Weasel Mug for approval, and Weasel Mug kissed the crown of her sweaty head. People kept trying to lean on me or drag me into their laps, and I worked my way into a corner and pulled my knees to my chest and hugged my arms around my shins, trying to become small like a walnut in a hard shell. When they finally let us go to bed, I climbed into the bunk and covered my head with the blanket. I tried to keep it together, but I was so deeply shaken, I won't lie. I cried and cried again. I was gripped with that deep trembling. Every muscle in my core ached with fatigue. Blanda whispered into the cold darkness, if you don't smoosh, you'll get the worst chores. Scrubbing toilets or cleaning up puke. You'll get blown away every time during rap. I said, please shut the F up. I laid there looking out onto the moonlit mountain. This place wasn't a lockdown, but it was surrounded by a tall fence. That didn't scare me. I'd scramble over a tall fence at Brooklawn countless times to rescue a stray frisbee, or just because it was fun. I'd scaled a chain link barrier around urban rave venues and wrought iron gates at friends' houses. I can hop a fence. If you don't believe me, Google Paris Hilton climbs fence. There's a surprising number of pics and videos, and I look surprisingly good in them. Check out the Daily Mail from September 2007. I'm wearing an adorable French Connection sequin shift dress, geometric color blocking, white, gold, and silver with a joyful pop of yellow, silver pumps, and a Fendi Forever mirror bag. Silver like the pumps, but it has texture, so it's not too matchy-matchy. This was the perfect look for primetime Emmys after party, but I was there with a guy who was acting kind of beyond, like he had expectations or whatever, so I decided to ditch him, and I spent the night at a home of a friend who lived nearby in the Hollywood Municipal Park, where the party was. It was getting into the wee hours of the night, as they say, and my friend wasn't answering the phone. So I asked one of the paps to hold my shoes, which he gladly did, because they followed me from the party and they were excited to take pictures of me scaling the fence. I'm sure they anticipated a clear crotch shot or something, but sorry boys, I know how to do it with my legs together, like side saddle. Fence hopping is a skill that comes in handier than you might think. So, back at Seed EDU, I figured that was the easy part. The fence I could manage, but then what? We were in the middle of nowhere. It was like pitch black and freezing cold at night. Without shoes, I wouldn't be able to run very fast or very far, so I tried to think. I tried to make a plan, but the freight train roaring from the rap inside my head echoed. You'll get used to it, Blanda whispered. No, I promised myself, I won't. Eesh. Ugh. Ugh. The next chapter's kind of long, so we'll have to do that tomorrow. Wild. Wild, wild, wild. Oh, poor thing. Poor thing. Oh, yeah, it's terrible. It's truly terrible. No, what's that on, Shelly? I did watch Jesus Camp, though, which was relatable content. Yeah, seriously, Amanda. Oh, okay. All right. Well, insane. 8 years old. What are you gonna do with what are you doing with any kid there but an 8-year-old? Ugh. Terrible. In case anyone didn't know, Roll for Slime is tonight. I will be posting the agenda soon. And we will get going on that tonight. What else? I think that's it. It will be at 6 p.m. Pacific time because that's what was voted on by... You're welcome, Sarah. No problem. Sorry, I've got smoothie in my throat. That's what was voted on by the masses. 6 p.m. is the time. Probably both, Naisa. Probably both, actually. I think some people signed up for After Dark, so we'll see. Or maybe I'll just do it over there. I don't know. Maybe I'll just do the whole thing over there. That might be easier. Just proceed. You want me to do it even if you're not there and just have it on the recording? Is that what you mean, Liz? Yeah, 6 p.m. Pacific. Okay, perfect, Grace. I'll get on that today. Fair. All fair all around. Liz, we can do yours early if you think you're going to pass out because you're on the East Coast. We can try to do East Coast people first so that they can go to bed and then do West Coast people after because it's earlier over here. That doesn't bother me. I don't think anyone would be bothered. Okay, sounds good, Grace. Sounds good. Grace, your appointment is tomorrow, is that right? So we should be sending flowers tomorrow. Or gummy bears. Maybe we should... No, you can't chew gummy bears. How about smoothie? Should we send you a smoothie? Can we send a smoothie to your hospital room? They let you go home after. Mashed potatoes and smoothies. That's right. No straws. Can't she eat it with a spoon? She can eat a smoothie with a spoon. Applesauce. Pudding. Yeah, I think it's outpatient for everybody. Jello. Blech. All right. I will see you all later. Lots and lots of stuff to do until then. That's all. Okay. Bye, guys.